Hello and welcome to Kakistocracy. My name is Chris Adams. I'm here with Joseph P. Larkin. How are you?
Pretty good. Not bad.
Nice. Well, we're talking a little bit about a couple of different things like games before we started, video games because
hmm
I'm a gamer. I like to enjoy games because I remember
You like to say that N word?
I'm not. Well, I don't play Call of Duty. That's the game where all the 8-year-olds just drop N bombs like at you every 5 seconds. But I don't play online games anymore. I'm too old for that. I don't.
Ah,
I only play single player, like more like RPGs or like just anything that's not where I don't have. I don't want to have to deal with like 8-year-olds yelling at me. So those days are long over. Uh, in the past, I did on my buddy's like PlayStation 3, but now it's like I don't have time for that. I just want a game I can veg out for an hour and just not think about too much, you know? So,
yeah, and I think that when you play, can I just interrupt real quick to say that
yeah.
when you play with the group, sometimes one of your group members just dies or something because you don't know him in real life and he just never logs back in. I find that really depressing and sad. You make all these nice friends on the internet and then one of them dies and you're like, well, his mom's not going to come in and log on and say that he died. How will we find out?
I, coincidentally, there's stories about that, Joseph. So there
hmm
were a couple of times where people died of cancer, and
hmm
the group, I guess their mom, they found his Facebook profile and found out that he had it, and then what
hmm
they did was they got together in the game and did like some honor ceremony to honor the guy, and then it got the attention of the developers, and they ended up putting that guy in the game as like a secret.
Oh,
So
that's really sweet, but also kind of gay.
yeah, 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 pretty much. But I mean, it's kind of cool to honor somebody. Um, you had that joke this week where you're like, oh, you wanted to start a cult, and I was like, hey, I already shaved my head,
hmm
so I'm ready. We could be
I was gonna
brothers.
say we both have the same haircut.
Yeah,
I shaved mine before we recorded today. Yeah, we both have the same hairdo. And
yeah.
by the way, I'm probably gonna shave off the beard over the summer. I usually do because it's just too fucking hot and sweaty and gross.
Mm.
But also, man, there's way too many guys that look like me walking around. It's really gross. All these bald-headed dudes with big beards. Like I just find it nasty. They're all
Well,
ugly. We're
it,
ugly.
yeah, I would have a
To
beard.
anyone else who is rocking this look, we're ugly.
I would have a beard
That's
if I
all.
could grow one, but it doesn't grow well for me. Like every time I try and grow facial hair, it's just kind of there's like spots missing, and I guess you're supposed to just let it grow, I guess, and then it eventually fills in. Or I never have the patience for that
hmm
because like I'm just like if it looks bad, I just shave it. It's easier, and razors are cheap. I don't know. Also, what's the upkeep on that thing? Like,
I
what do you
mean,
have
I
to
don't
do
do
to?
anything with it.
Oh,
I
you just let
shave
it.
the mustache part so it doesn't grow over my teeth.
Mm.
It's really, I mean, it's pretty gross. Beards are fucking gross, man. You
Women like
get
them though.
like when you're eating, women like them. It's just why I have it. There's no
Yeah.
reason to have it otherwise. Because it's gross. Food gets in your fucking beard. It's like sometimes you'll be like brushing your teeth and discover food in your beard. It's been here all day. And no
Jesus.
one said anything to me.
Yeah.
It sucks. But I look like a totally different person without a beard. So you won't even recognize me. I always think that I shouldn't shave it until I commit a crime. And then and then I can go on the run or some shit like that.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
well,
Uh, yeah.
I was gonna say, well, that's enough about beard talk. And also, guys that have beards, all we ever talk about is our fucking beards. There's nothing else to talk about. When I'm walking around hiking, the other guys with beards will always say, "Yo, nice beard," and then I always say the same thing. I always say, "Hey, look who's talking."
Hmm.
That's guy talk.
Yeah. Well,
But yeah, it's the only time you're allowed to compliment another man is you say, "You have a nice beard. I like your beard. Good job. You grew that
right.
all yourself."
Well, there's that popular joke. There's memes about it where not just beards, but like the guys that work out all the time that have like giant muscles. The only people that compliment them are other dudes. It's not like
Yeah,
women are like,
girls
yeah,
will never tell me that they like the beard, but they do because it's why they date me. They never dated
right.
me when I was clean shaven.
Right.
And I don't blame him. I was super boring to look at, probably. I mean, I complain all the time about, my heritage or whatever, but it's pretty cool having, blue eyes, blonde hair, and a big red beard. It makes you stand out. And
Right.
so many conversations get caused by one of those three things. So whatever,
Yeah,
it's
you're
fine.
like
It's
a
good.
pirate, like Redbeard.
Uh, Butt pirate. Yes, Redbeard the pirate.
I don't know what he
Did you hear the
hear what.
footage on my side is starting to get choppy. Can
Oh,
you did you hear me talking? Can you hear me?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can hear you. It's fine now, but
Okay,
like
good.
there was a slight
Okay,
moment
keep
of
it keep an eye. Well, keep an eye on my video.
okay. Well,
Okay,
yeah,
cool, cool,
yeah.
cool, cool.
So
All
far,
right.
everything's been
Everything's
good.
fucked up.
Yeah, we're always dealing with technical
I said everything's
issues.
fucked up. Well, you said everything's good.
No, I didn't say
No, we
everything's
are.
good. Everything's always there's always issues. Um, for me, it's probably easier because I'm like literally next to the internet, which is like right down there. So like
Hmm.
I have no signal issues ever. Also, I could hardwire it if I need to, with a network cable. Which is this is boring tech talk. Hi, welcome back to Tech Talk with Chris Adams. Do you have a network cable that goes over 20 feet? You
Yeah,
know?
time to start talking about video games again. Did
I
we
know,
did
I
we miss
know.
that subject? Well, I wanted to ask our viewers some questions here. Do you find the lighting on my side annoying and distracting like I do?
Hmm.
Would you like me to change that? And also, do you find it boring when there's nothing when we're not watching a video and there's just nothing to look at in the top? Because we were
Right.
talking about maybe just like you could actually play video games while we're doing this if you wanted to. I don't know if you even would want to do that, but I mean, I'll
It would be a
you know,
lot to run the show
yeah.
and because I have a bunch of videos ready to go and then to
Okay.
concentrate on a game is like that's a lot. But
We should
yeah,
do Twitch though. I really think we're missing out on that.
oh, for
I
sure.
don't pl- I don't play any video games, but I'll play Tetris for a few hours and
Yeah, yeah,
zone
yeah.
out and listen to music. And also, I don't think Twitch is so hardcore about their copyright stuff. So we could just play music and stuff if we were on Twitch, I think,
I
in the background.
think yeah, Twitch might be better, but then they got bought out by Amazon, so maybe not. I think they got bought out by Amazon, so anytime the bigger corporations take over one of these platforms, they become less and less good. Usually,
Hmm.
no offense, Twitch, I'm all for you, but I wanted to get a couple of news stories out of the way because frankly, I've been missing a couple things, but this is one of the big ones that happened this past week in New York, and I know you saw it. I sent it to you, so I figure let's just watch it.
At 12 feet tall, in the middle of Times Square, stands a bronze sculpture of a young woman.
It's instantly stood out. It's powerful.
It's so tall and big.
The sculpture, created by artist Thomas Price, was unveiled at Duffy Square last week, and in just a matter of days, it has stopped hundreds in their tracks. Who is she? Well, technically, she's whoever you want her to be.
Me being a plus size black woman, I kind of looking
Okay.
at it was like,
I
oh,
want
I
her to be
wonder
dead.
what me as a
Wait,
small.
At 12 feet
did you
tall.
catch that name though? Her name was Blessing Obese. It looks like obese, but it's like with
Yeah.
a Z. Did you, it's like
I
God
like
is
that statue because I'm kind of a full figured gal myself.
right. Well, here's the thing. Like
Fuck you, fat bitch. No, here's the thing, Chris. We used to be able to walk around and look at beautiful fucking statues of beautiful
Yeah.
people like the Venus de Milo and shit. Now I have to look at some fat black bitch. I already see that on the streets every day. Let
Yeah,
me see Venus de Milo, goddamn you.
well, that's the thing about modern art versus classic art, and I realized this when I went to the LACMA, the L.A. County Museum of Art. But classic art has such beauty and reverence to it, and a lot of modern art, some of it's good, but some of it's just there's no form, there's no function to it. It's just let me try and say something that's not the actual art you're looking at, but something else. I'm using this piece to talk about something completely different, and you're like, okay, but can you still make something beautiful and do that? Why do you have to
Yeah.
choose?
Yeah. Also, it's like, dude, you didn't even find an attractive fat black woman. She's got a fridge bod.
Yeah.
The fuck are you doing? I know a white guy made this. No black person made this.
No, it's a black. He's at the end of the
In
video.
the middle of Times Square stands a bronze
Yeah.
sculpture of a young woman.
But I know what you mean. Like, it's not him.
Instantly stood out. It's powerful.
It's so tall and
It's
big.
powerful.
The sculpture, created by artist Thomas Price, was unveiled
Thomas
at Duffy
Price,
Square
yeah.
last week, and in just a matter of days, it has stopped hundreds in their tracks. Who is she? Well, technically, she's whoever you want her to be.
Me being a plus-size black woman.
Blessing obese. God is funny. All right, God is hilarious. The best, better than any comic ever. That God, it just
The
And
best,
I
the
kind of looking
ultimate.
at it was like, oh,
Yeah.
I wonder what me as a small child would have thought looking at something like that. Representation.
The piece is part of a series.
That's another thing that always gets me. I don't need to see. I don't want to see myself as a statue anywhere. Like,
No, of course not. This is outrageous to me too. It's like I was watching the movie Mission Impossible, which somehow I've never seen it before.
Okay.
And like I wasn't watching it thinking like, well, thank God Tom Cruise is a white guy, so I have someone I can identify with in this movie. I can't identify with anyone in the movie anyway. It's about spies.
Yeah.
Why do you fucking need to have someone the same color as you in every fucking thing, or else you can't watch it? Are you a child? You might be
yeah.
retarded. And when you go
Possibly.
out in public on TV and say this shit, I'm so ashamed for you and of you. Get a fucking clue, you loser. And you don't ever idolize any of the black people that wrote novels or wrote poetry. You idolize fat ass losers. People like Ludacris and other fucking retards like that. That's who you idolize. People like Little John. Fuck you. Okay, eat shit and die. Fuck you. I just can't stand this shit. In fact, when I was watching Mission Impossible, I was like, does anyone believe Ving Rhames is a fucking cyber hacker? Does anyone believe this? This big black guy is really into computers. Does anyone believe this? Why are we wasting Ving Rhames in front of a fucking computer when he could be out kicking ass?
Right.
I want to see Ving Rhames kick some fucking ass.
I'm into
Damn it.
computers. That's what a computer person looks like me, not like him. It doesn't. I don't have giant muscles, and I'm like 8 feet tall. He looks like me.
There's a reason why the anonymous people are anonymous. They're all a bunch of dweebs and
Yeah.
nerds. And they don't want you to find out how nerdy they are. But this
Yeah.
shit's outrageous. Like, how low is your self-esteem that you need this statue to feel better about yourself? I mean this sincerely. I'm asking you a question.
Right.
I hate myself so much that I need to see another hateful fat piece of shit.
Right.
This is exactly why, by the way, that there's a 10th commandment about craven idols. This is wrong. There should be a fucking statue of Jesus there and nothing else. You don't need anyone else to see there, dude. Even if I wasn't a Christian and I didn't like God or Jesus, I'd still think he was badass. He's a badass fucker. Did
Right.
you ever face crucifixion for your opinions? I surely
Dude.
did not.
I
I
can
surely would
barely-
not. In fact, I don't even. Well, I was gonna say I don't even tell my Rogan opinions on this podcast. They just kind of slip through occasionally, like when I said that shit about Mission Impossible.
Right. But it's true though.
I don't
Like
know.
they've been so Hollywood's been doing that for a while. Then where they try and
30 years.
to make
30
people
fucking years at least.
to make people feel better. They've been slipping in these like, and I know what a black nerd looks like. They don't look like Ving Rhames. They look like a nerd. They look like me.
They look like Jeremy.
Yeah. Our friend Jeremy Paul. They look like him.
He's a nerd for sure, but he's definitely black. And by the way, I have mad respect for black nerds. You've
Yeah.
got to be the most disliked people on the planet because, like, white people don't like you. Now, other black people don't like you either. They're like, you act too much like a white person, nerd.
Yeah.
Like,
I
you
mean-
really get shit on by everybody when you're a nerd and you're a black guy.
They had
Like,
to
no
go
one
through
likes you.
a lot to get to where they are and to be what they are. So yeah, I also have a lot of respect for them. And why do we? They're just not show. They just don't want to show realistic. Anyway, whatever. So there's more to
called
this.
Grounded in the Stars, which Gene Cooney, director of Times Square Art, says confronts preconceived notions of
Cooney.
identity
Yeah,
and
God does
representation.
have a sense of humor.
To have
Yeah.
this work here is making a statement, potentially asking
Cootie.
questions about what we value as a city, as a society, and hopefully it's a tribute to our shared humanity.
Tourists and
Eat
New
shit,
Yorkers we
Cooney.
spoke with expressed
Yeah.
different interpretations of what she represents to them.
It's a plus size woman. I'm a plus size man. I'm African American. It's an African American woman statue. you. So just seeing another piece for me to stop and just have a moment with was very powerful.
If you look at the eyes, it's looking straight at something. It's focused. It's purposeful.
The sculpture.
There's nothing more annoying when people try and find meaning into like stuff like this. I'm like, there's no meaning. This is just someone.
The artist wanted attention. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a great way to get on fucking CBS.
Right. And everyone knows that. And we live in a culture where we worship that. So it's like people think it's the opposite, but no, that's what is worshipped. So especially in mainstream. So you're actually going with the flow. You're being mainstream when you're doing this, but you're pretending.
Oh, totally. Same with the Antifa fuckers. It's like your revolution has been sponsored by Dell.
Yeah.
You're getting a Dell, dude. You're not getting a revolution. You're getting a Dell, you dumb fuckhead.
Yeah.
Proves to be a well-liked juxtaposition placed among the more traditional statues in Times Square, which is the goal, according
people
to
that actually
officials, of
accomplish
placing
things.
said artwork in such a significant area.
Coming from a person of color background as well, it's really nice to see something come
That's
across
another
as, like,
phrase I
They're
always-
such narcissists. What a fucking narcissist you are. You can't look at non-white. You have to look at non-white statues. I can't appreciate a white person if he's a statue.
Right.
They're so lame. Fucking narcissists talking about themselves endlessly. I need to see someone like me on TV. And then P.S. when they start shoveling these fucking black people into the TV shows and movies, guess who doesn't watch them? Black people.
Yeah.
They don't. They want to watch the Lord of the Rings, the same Lord of the Rings that you and I want to watch, which is filled with beautiful white people. No one watched that fucking TV show. No one will. No one would.
Right.
And, I need to say something about Antifa right now.
Okay.
Because these Antifa people think they're so cool and they think they're so rebellious. They think they're the modern punk rockers or some shit like that. And it's like, no, the actual punk rockers used to get beaten up and called faggot.
Yeah.
I'm a real punk rocker, I guess, in that respect. But anyway, it's like they're just weirdos. They have no social skills. Well, before the podcast, before we started up, I went downstairs to get some water, and I looked out my kitchen window, and the Antifa lady from across the alley was just staring into my window. And I was thinking, like, how do you not realize that that's antisocial behavior that no one would appreciate? You're staring into my window. And what are you looking at? The side of my fridge? What the fuck can you even see in there? You couldn't see me because I was just down there for 2 minutes playing with my cat. And then I went immediately upstairs when I saw you looking at me. So I was like, well, fuck this. I don't want to be stared at by this ugly bitch. Whatever. I need an Irish Catholic person to stare at me and stalk me. You know, as a person of red hair, I need to have other people with blonde hair and a red beard. I have to see everyone on TV have a red beard and a blonde hair. Okay? Yeah. I can't relate to it if everyone doesn't have red beards and blonde hair.
It's almost
Fuck
like
you. Why can't you appreciate being an individual? I was saying this shit at the top of the fucking show. It's great to be different than everyone else. I love it. Where the fuck do you think I get attention from women? It's because I don't look like the other guys that they fucking talk to at the bar.
Right.
Why can't you just embrace this? Embrace what's special about you instead of being a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. That's you're different, so it's cool, but you don't see it. It's weird the way they see it. I don't know. I don't get it because I don't think about any of this stuff normally, but I just found it funny.
That looks a little bit out of place, but I also think that's because of where we are standing. It might not look out of place if everything in our surrounding reflected everyday life more to us.
From Times Square, Zinnia Maldonado,
You
CBS
shouldn't even
News,
be
New
here.
York.
Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah,
She shouldn't even be here. She shouldn't even be in this country complaining about how it's not Indian enough for you. Then go the fuck back to India. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
All the complaining I do about Los Angeles, if the weather was nicer in New Orleans, I'd move the fuck back. It's just a better place to live. It's cheaper. There's more stuff to fucking do. I don't have to fucking wait until 7 a.m. for shit to open up so I can go out and do stuff. I can go fucking grab some chocolate milk at 3 a.m. or whatever. I can go grab a drink at 3 a.m.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't even know what that's like.
I'm tired of this.
Of this? Well, speaking of Antifa.
Well, can I say that it used to be like this before George Floyd and Antifa got in here? Because I used to do all my grocery shopping at 2 a.m. after I was done doing comedy.
Right.
And so I would always get my groceries, never be bothered by people. And now there's nothing open. Ever since that fucking George Floyd bullshit happened, they cut all the hours. People won't work. People won't work these fucking jobs, even though they're super easy and it's the middle of the night shift job. That's how they ruin society, and these stupid faggots don't even realize it. When you're fucking staring inside my window, you just ruined my day, okay? I know you did it on purpose to ruin my day, but you don't realize that you do other stuff that ruins everyone else's lives. My favorite thing that they said during the Floyd riots, the Flyots, when the faggots were rioting, the Flyots, was they said, hey, all these businesses have insurance. It'll be covered. Like, first of all, they don't all have insurance.
No.
I don't have fucking insurance. I would be fucked if something happened to me. So that's number one. Number two, the insurance company doesn't always pay out. In fact, they do everything in their power not to pay out. I would tell a funny story about about insurance companies real quick.
Okay.
Because in 2022, I got into basically a head-on collision where this fucking pilled up faggot, this gay fuck, was all high on pills, and he tore the front of my car off. And I can't believe I didn't die, to be honest with you. This is why I've been so weird for the last 3 years. I was like, I should have died. Like, I don't know what happened there. I should be dead right now.
Right.
Or at least crippled. But anyway, so the cops came up to me and they said, should I give you guys a breathalyzer test? And I said no, even though I hadn't drank or smoked or anything. So I would have passed it for sure. He would not have passed it. But I was like, no, I don't think you should. And the fact that the cops even asked me if they should you're the fucking cops. This is your job, asshole. Give them a fucking breathalyzer, god damn it. Why are you asking me? I don't fucking know what you should do. I don't fucking work for the police department. But anyway, so the whole time he's like, oh, it was my fault. I don't know. I didn't get hurt. And then each time I would go back and talk to him, he had a new lie. He was like, man, my neck hurts. Does your neck hurt? And I was like, this fucker's going to scam my fucking insurance company. Insurance motherfucker. He wants more pills. It's a pill farm for him. So anyway, when the insurance person called me up on the phone to talk about this stuff, when he said, he was a black guy, and when he said, yes, and this might not affect you, but the other guy is claiming that you caused it and you hurt him in the accident. I said, that fucking faggot. I knew I should have told the cop to give him a breathalyzer. And then the black guy just chuckled. He goes, huh, okay, you get the full amount. I got 20 grand because I called that guy a faggot. I have a lot of funny stories where people reward me for saying faggot. Like when I called Rosafa a faggot and she invited me to the Christmas party at the Comedy Store. I called the new booker a faggot to her face.
Wow.
This is stuff that guys will never understand about women, is that like women don't respect you when you respect them. Like, get out of here. I was thinking about that. You were talking about the girl comedian that we think is just a prostitute basically for bookers.
Right.
And I remember the funniest thing this is one of the funniest things I've ever done, is I was all drunk at the Comedy Store and I walked up to her one day and I was like, don't you think your jokes would sound a lot funnier coming out the mouth of a man? And then I walked away. But the look on her face when I said it was so fucking endearing. And then, of course, she invited me to her birthday party the next week. So go fucking figure. That's the only time I ever talked to her. The nicer you are to women, the drier their vaginas get. Trust me on this. That fucking Antifa woman wants to fuck me for sure. There's no denying it. Like, look at her husband. He's a fag. He's a little bitch.
Speaking of...
All right, that's enough of that.
No, I know. But speaking of Antifa... so they had a bit of a week as well.
More than 24 pro-Palestinian demonstrators have been arrested at the University of Washington in Seattle. The demonstrators were taken into custody last night after setting fires and occupying the engineering building. The group wants the school to cut ties with Boeing over its role in supplying weapons used in the war in Gaza. Boeing partially funded the building the demonstrators occupied. The university was among the colleges across the U.S. that saw similar campus protests last year. The school says it will not be intimidated by this sort of destructive behavior and will continue to oppose anti-Semitism in all of its forms.
I don't know what that means. I don't like. What?
You can't even criticize people for murdering children without being called a monster yourself.
Right.
I'm so frustrated because these Antifa kids almost get it. They almost have it figured out, but just not quite. Not quite.
There's no
protesting. Yeah. Like, dude, the number one generator of censorship in America is Jews. So they almost have it right. But when you go out there and start throwing garbage cans at the Jews, well, of course they're going to censor you. They already have a history of doing this constantly. Of course they're going to put their evil eye on you. I don't even know. I never understand this shit because I was invited to go out and protest the George Floyd events. And I almost went just because I wanted to take pictures with my fancy camera and shit. But then I was like, who fucking cares? Like, I'm not going to let someone like throw shit at me or get tear gas
Yeah,
for someone to fight.
would have happened.
Like, fuck that. The people that get fucked up in these situations are just innocent bystanders. This is kind of what I was trying to say about these Antifa fuckers, is they cause all this trouble not realizing the people that are getting fucked over are just regular working class people who absolutely are not Jews and are not pro Israel. No one's pro Israel except dumb fucking Republican politicians. Everyone else hates them. The whole world can't stand these fucking people and what they're doing. And they really blew it with their false flag on October 7 because, dude, you can't, 30 people die, and so you killed thousands upon thousands in retaliation. Like, that's obviously not a good look.
Right.
Fuck
yeah,
you.
It,
You dumb fuckers.
Yeah.
Anyway, this will be the next censored podcast that I've done.
Right. Yeah. They're already
And
trying.
I'm not even making fun of Jews. I'm trying to make fun of Antifa. I'm not even trying to make fun of Jews here. But to bring up certain things like I already did and shouldn't say again, you will get fucking demonetized. They will fucking in fact, something happened to me on my YouTube page. I hesitate to even talk about this because it really upset me. Is that I posted this band called Black Lips.
Okay.
Like a punk rock band, and I have a promotional DVD of them playing live in Israel, and so I just wanted to watch this since Israel was in the news so much for the last 3 fucking goddamn years or whatever it's been, 2 years or something, whatever.
It's been.
So I was just curious,
like,
what is I was like, what's life like in Israel? Like, what are we all yelling about? So I watched it, and actually, it's pretty cool. And it's not. It's completely apolitical, right?
Okay.
It's totally apolitical. The Black Lips just went because they were offered a gig, and they also played a gig in Palestine during that tour. So these are dudes that just wanted to go out and see, and it's completely non-political. That was the point when my YouTube channel finally got what's it called? No, I never got. They never deleted stuff, but that's when they started to like suppress my views. There's only 2 videos on my YouTube channel that ever get looked at. It's a Dave Attell video and a George Carlin video, and I have 100 videos that are just sitting at 8 views or some fucking shit like that.
Right.
And but I didn't say anything about Israel. I didn't say anything good or bad about it. I was just like, hey, here's a video of what life is like in Israel and the punk bands and stuff. It's pretty much what you think it would be. And they still are trying to silence me. And the same fucking shit happened with B3 Trolls because Rosafa ran her fucking mouth about the fucking January 6th thing. And so they just straight up deleted a bunch of our videos. And then it's called shadow banned. That's how we got shadow banned on YouTube that time. And this is how I got shadow banned this time on YouTube. I finally just deleted the fucking video. And so I have noticed my numbers have gone up, but it'll never go back to the way it was.
Right. Well, once you're marked, you're marked.
You're marked for life. I think that's also the reason why they deleted the Gavin McInnes video. It's why I'm very hesitant about posting stuff from this podcast on my YouTube because I'm already on their fucking watch list.
Right.
I've been on their watch list on Facebook for years. And you have to understand when I'm complaining about this stuff, I want people to know I'm not a political person. I don't fucking vote. Okay? I need to say this over and over again. I do not fucking vote. Imagine me standing in line to vote for a president. It's not going to fucking happen. Like, grow up. Get a life. I'm not going to stand in line to vote for a billionaire. Right. That's it. They don't get my vote. Fuck them. This is where Antifa is almost getting it right. Like, they know that they should hate billionaires, but not why they should hate them and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, anytime we actually utilize our freedom of speech, we get fucked for it in the modern age. And I've complained about this ad nauseum, but I'll keep doing it. The people that are censoring us and policing our speech are fucking nerds. They're computer nerds like we were talking about earlier. They ain't Big Rames. They ain't Big Rames. They're the fucking dweeby ass fucking nerds that you bullied in high school and threw into a fucking garbage can or into a fucking locker. They now control what I can say to you. That's fucked up. That's not right.
Yeah.
And we're nobodies. We're not famous. We're not successful. If they fuck with me, they will fuck with you. You need to understand this, viewers, because I'm nobody. I'm not doing anything. I'm not fucking with anybody. This is a comedy podcast. This is for shits and giggles, literally.
Right.
Shits and giggles. We want you to laugh. I don't fucking care what you vote for. In fact, don't tell me what you vote for. I find it insulting to my intelligence when people tell me who to vote for. I'm not stupid. I can fucking read. I can do the fucking research if I want to. I just choose not to. That's my choice. I have freedom of choice in this fucking country. I have freedom of speech and freedom of choice. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. Go to fucking. I always use Canada as the example because they're exactly the same as America, but without the freedom of speech and the freedom of choice. So you just go to fucking Canada. Go to Canada right now and see how much worse it sucks there compared to the United States.
You'd make a lot less too. Just because they
And
not just,
you'd be a fucking French. You'd be speaking French sometimes too.
yeah, if you're in the like Quebec and the French regions, Ontario is Ontario French? I forget.
Ontario, I believe, is in Quebec. I lived in
Right,
Quebec.
right, right.
I should know all about this,
Yeah,
but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know fucking shit.
The only reason I know Quebec is because growing up in high school, I lived on Quebec Street, and I looked it up where it was, and I was like, oh, that's the French area. Cool, but it wasn't cool.
Nah.
I learned
French
from
are not cool.
Gavin that, like, because he lived in Quebec, and if you weren't allowed to not speak French, like by law, like they treated you like a second class citizen if you spoke English. And technically, yes, they had signs that underneath had English, but the French was always way bigger because they hate anyone that speaks English. They wanted to separate forever. The French part of Canada has been trying to separate for a very long time. They never do because they're poor and they're kind of dumb and they don't really like make anything, unlike the other parts which also don't make anything, but at least they kind of make stuff. So, I don't know. It's just like a whole big thing up there, where it would
They
be like
suck.
if
The French are assholes. The
Yeah.
French are just assholes. I mean, if you think the homeless population sucks in California, go meet a French homeless guy. Holy shit! First of all, they reek. Obviously, the French normally reek when they don't fucking
when they have homes.
live on. Yeah, when they don't live on the streets, they still reek. But it's a reeking that you could never like forget. It's kind of like when you drive by a paper factory. I don't know if you've ever done that before, but it's awful. But they're also super aggressive. And I spoke like 5 words of French. So I would just basically say like stuff like I would say I'd be always wearing my headphones in public, always, so that no one would talk to me, and the homeless people would just get in your face and start screaming at you. It's like, dude, I can't even understand what you're saying. I don't fucking speak your language. So I can't do anything for you. So fuck off. But anyway, fuck them. They want to talk shit. They're just as bad to their homeless as we are to ours. So
Yeah.
they can suck my dick.
Yeah,
Suck my balls.
they haven't figured things out. But I was gonna play this one last Antifa thing because it also happened.
Radical pro-Palestine protesters are dealt with very differently under a Donald Trump presidency.
I don't
yes,
believe
the
that.
activists who
It's
took
the same
over
thing.
Columbia University today to disrupt hardworking students at the start of finals week got an unwelcome surprise when, instead of being allowed to run riot through the university like they did under Joe Biden, were bundled up, held in a room by officials and not allowed to leave until they showed ID. The young protesters could be heard pleading with officials to be released.
So you're getting people physically harmed.
It is nice that they're finally getting something, some pushback. But
This is total nonsense. They're all Semites.
yeah,
Muslims are Semites too. What are you talking about anti-Semitism?
Right.
Muslims and Jews are both Semites. Neither of them should be in our fucking country. Why can't you put this together, dumb fucks?
right.
Why
Well,
Antifa? Why can't you figure this out? Why can't you understand this?
I didn't agree with the news report though when they're saying it's because of Trump. It's not. The only reason they're being dealt with is because Mayor Eric Adams is because he got saved by Trump. He's now cracking down on a lot of the liberal things. But he is a liberal person, so he's just doing it just to kind of gain favor with the current president. But he doesn't care either way.
Of course. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't have to go to college and deal with this bullshit. He's not paying $100,000 to
Right.
get his education interrupted. He doesn't fucking care.
Yeah. So
I'm so tired of all this bullshit. I'm supposed to choose a side. I'm supposed to choose a side when both sides hate me.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I don't want either of them anywhere near me. First of all, listen, fuckers, you don't even know, like, anyone who has any opinion of pro-Palestine or pro-Israel, you've never lived near them. My next door neighbors used to be from Israel. They're the worst fuckers I've ever met. They were total scum. They vandalized my garage to $5,500. They're sleazy fuckers.
Your
And
garage?
they're such sleazy fucks. Yes. Then and then they continually kept putting renting to illegal aliens, just make everyone miserable. They were fucking with us after they left. That's what I love about these people. And then now we have Muslims in there from Lebanon, and they're just as fucking bad. They're fucking obnoxious and rude. I hear this fucking cunt stomping around at various hours of the day and night, and it's so puzzling to me. It's like, you have people living with you, right? There's no way that they can enjoy listening to this fucking shit either. So
Right.
you're willing to torture your own family just to mildly annoy me, a guy you've literally never spoken to. He's never spoken to me. I can't wait till this footage is put up in court. I've never spoken to you, psycho. Every fucking thing that these people accuse other people of doing is just projection.
Right.
They stalk. So they tell the other groups, the other side stalks. They kill children. So they say, oh, the other side's killing children. They rape women and abduct them. And they say, well, the other people were raping and abducting women. Well, I got fucking news for you. Both sides rape women. Both sides kill children. Both sides suck.
Right.
They suck. Both
Right.
sides suck. And I don't want to fucking hear about this shit on my TV anymore. When I
Yeah.
turn on my TV, I want to see a beautiful woman, Mary Hart. Remember Mary Hart from Entertainment Tonight? A beautiful.
Oh yeah.
And I believe she's Jewish as well. So now I'm no longer an anti-Semite because I'm attracted to one Jewish lady. But we used to have attractive people on TV, and you could watch Mary Hart, and she would just talk about, we got an interview with Rob Lowe, and I can't believe it. It's going to be so much fun. And instead, I turn on TV, and even on Entertainment Tonight, it's like, well, Israel this and Palestine that. I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck.
I
wanna
don't
turn
care.
I don't give a fuck. I want the whole Middle East turned to glass. That's it. What we do is we nuke them, we turn that shit to glass, and then we never have to recycle again. How's that sound? How's that for progressive? We'll have
Right.
enough glass from the Middle East that we'll never ever have to produce any more recyclable goods.
Right.
Now that's recycling. Turn them into fucking glass. Turn them into fucking glass and then stomp on the glass, break it on the ground.
Mazel tov.
There have been so many times at a comedy show where someone dropped a glass and I yelled out "Mazel tov" and no one laughed. And I was like, "Isn't this how? Are we in California? Are we in LA? Are we in Hollywood? No
Oh,
one
they
gets
don't-
this joke.
They don't know?
get it.
Oh, weird.
This really frustrates me that I know more about the Jewish culture than some Jews do. It's like, pay attention, dudes.
I know. Well,
But yeah, Mazel tov, man. Damn it,
Yeah.
that's funny. I know it's funny every time I say it too. God damn it.
it is. It is for sure. But you'll be happy to know, maybe not happy to know. There's a new pope.
Before he was Pope Leo, he was Cardinal Robert Prevost, native of Chicago.
Chicago.
His two brothers say they couldn't contain their excitement when they heard the news from the Vatican.
I don't think it's really sunk in. It's kind of surreal. It's great pride.
Both brothers say growing up, they knew he was destined to work in the church.
Some people play
maybe.
school or
Yeah.
some people play army. He played priest and we had to go to mass.
Is that like playing doctor?
With you guys. Yes. The ironing board
So you're
was the
saying
altar.
your brother molested you?
So that's some of your
I hate
childhood
that.
memories.
Huh?
Can we stop for a second? I hate it when people do that. Priests aren't. There's no more molesters in the Catholic Church than there is on your average softball team, high school softball.
Or
team, okay?
teachers.
Yes, teachers are the number one molesters and child abusers in the world. Now,
Right.
here's the problem with the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church has always hidden faggots. It's just
Yeah.
how it's done there. It's done at that's always been a place for fags. And so, what always is really confusing, or I don't know, I guess it's confusing to me, is that they're not fucking children. They're fucking like 15-year-old, 16-year-olds. So they're
Right.
fucking a young adult. They're fucking another gay guy. That's basically what's going on here. And you can't talk about this in public. You can't be like, well, no, they're just regular fags doing regular fag stuff. But it is. That's what it is. It's just regular fag stuff. Fags
Right.
doing fag stuff.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Woohoo.
it's they preach, obviously they preach one thing and then completely do the opposite, because that's just how any organization is. The bigger it gets, right? And they've been around
Well,
forever.
Listen, if it was 2,000 years ago and you were a faggot, you couldn't just walk around being gay. You'd get killed.
Right.
You'd be stoned to death. So you had to find ways where you didn't have to be around women, but not also get stoned. So that's what they just ran to the Catholic Church. They all did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked about this on the podcast before, but I'll say it again. All the old biddies at my church were like, Father Hall is so handsome. Why is he wasting all that handsomeness on the church? And I was like, bitch, he's going to New Orleans every Saturday night and getting butt fucked. What are you, stupid? You think anyone just chooses to move to Slidell, Louisiana, and they're not gay? Like, it's the closest place to the gay mecca of this. It's the rainbow-colored bunghole of the South, New Orleans. It's where all the gay stuff happens. So I can tell you definitively, any fucking Catholic priest in Slidell, Louisiana is a fucking gay flamer. He's been going out. And of course, the old beaties don't know this. How the fuck would they ever run into gay dudes? It's not like Vito and the Sopranos where you had to go pick up.
It's a joke.
Treatment.
It's a joke. I
love that shit so much.
I gotta add that clip to it because that's a hilarious clip. Because the Sopranos was, I think it's one of the best shows that's ever been made. I haven't seen Deadwood and stuff, but man, that show just has so many quotable like things in it like that.
No, it's a flawless show. And the fact that like the main people were all like very respected professional actors like James Gandolfini and the other people, but everyone else was a non-actor. I love that. It made their performances way more authentic. I never want to see the guy from the Bruce Springsteen band as himself. Like,
no.
In any other context, he has to be that version of himself that's in that TV show.
Hey, Tone. He always has like he has that weird hair toupee thing he had to wear.
He 100% is way too influenced by The Godfather, and 100% he comes around like he's Michael Corleone.
Yeah.
Or like he's the other guy.
He always has that like kind of hunched over. But I talked about this once before, but I went and saw the costumes for The Godfather, and Al Pacino's tiny as hell. He's a short person.
Short, yeah.
And I didn't realize
all these
that.
famous people are really small. Like Joe Rogan, he like came up to me. He like came up to here on me, and I was like, I'm not tall. Fucking A, dude. I'm always the shortest guy in any group. So he was like significantly shorter than me. Significantly shorter than me.
Am I taller than him?
That's a good question. You could
I'm
be.
pretty short.
You could very well be taller than him.
Holy crap, he is tiny then. So those thumb jokes.
Tom Cruise is tiny. Yeah, like they're all very small people. They're unbelievably small, and that's why it's really cool. Like people like I happened to catch a little bit of Casablanca on TV last week, and there's no one cooler than Bogey because he's so ugly and he's shorter than all his leading women. There's like that shit that does not happen nowadays, where the guy just embraces his ugliness and says, "Yeah, I'm a below average in every capacity I could be, but I still get the fucking bang. I still bang tens."
Right, because he had this like, I don't give a shit about anybody attitude in every role. That just, I mean, that is what we talk about. Like that is how women whatever they say they want like that particular persona.
They want a guy that will take care of them. That's the thing about Humphrey Bogart versus Tom Cruise. I know that if we got into a fist fight at a bar, me and Humphrey Bogart would be kicking ass. Tom Cruise, he's gonna leave. He's just gonna leave when the chairs start flying.
He's gonna run out the bar. He's gonna keep running for a long time.
I just don't get it, man. Like I'm gonna try to. This is so funny about Amazon Prime. Every single Mission Impossible movie is on there right now for free, except number 6. So it's like
the latest
man,
one.
I can't see. No, there's one after. There's a 7, and now there's another one coming out, which is like number 7 part 2 or some bullshit.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go watch it with my buddy just to see it because it's like a summer blockbuster type movie.
It's the end of an era. Like Tom Cruise is the last movie star.
Right.
So I kind of get it. I mean, he is good looking and he's charismatic. It's fun to watch him. But man, that movie is just like the first movie is just garbage. Nothing happens in it. The only interesting part is the part that got played in the commercials ad nauseum, where he's like hanging from a wire. He's about to like touch the ground. The only interesting part of the fucking movie. I'm so bad. I mean, I'm gonna watch all the rest of them now because I'm so puzzled. Like Brian De Palma is usually a great director, and there was just no point to that movie. beyond the beginning. There was just a TV show that they liked, and they're like, let's just do an episode of the TV show and not change anything about it. In fact, one of the guys from the original movie is in the fucking new movie, in the original show, is in the movie just walking around in the background at some point.
Oh,
it was weird.
Okay, well, the helicopter scene where he it explodes in the tunnel, that was kind of cool. That was the other cool part.
Cool.
And
it
he
was cool too because there's the early days of CGI where they weren't completely overblowing it. It wasn't like insane yet. It's just enough that it looked real.
And they mixed it with practical, so they had CGI and practical, so it looked better. Whereas nowadays they rely on these CGI factories that the work keeps getting less and less good as the years go by. Even in gaming, like I was playing this. Oblivion Remastered came out, right? And I watched the original and I was like, wow, it looked really good even for its time, like the graphics. And yes, they upgraded them and they look good now, but a lot of games graphics are starting to look less good than early 2000s graphics, like mid to early 2000s. And it's confusing sometimes. Not everyone, of course, like independent always does their own thing, and those in both movies and games and other medium, they're usually kind of more interesting because they have to figure out their own way to make something that because they don't have the resources like a big movie does. But you know,
yeah. Why do they keep making these Indiana Jones movies or these Ghostbusters movies? Just make a video game. I'd rather watch.
They did
video
make
game,
an Indiana Jones video game, and it's a really good one.
That's what I hear, and it's apparently way better than the last one.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't get this shit. Because last summer when they put out that the newest Indiana Jones movie,
it was terrible.
They put the first 3 on Amazon Prime, so I just spent a weekend getting drunk and watching them, and I was like, this is great.
They're so much fun.
It's better. They're totally fun, and the second movie, which I hated as a kid, is actually probably the best one. It's the one that they take the most chances for sure. It's
Kalima.
Yeah, back in the day, we used to get terrorized by Indians. Now we just make them do our CGI, which is why all the movies and video games look like shit.
Right. Yeah, it's weird.
But what I wanted to say is that was enough for me. I spent a whole weekend watching these movies. It took all weekend to get through all 3 of them, and I was like, "This is great. This is all I need. I don't need to see a new one. I don't need to see like a woman get inserted into this narrative. It's not necessary. I saw the first 3. They're fine. They're perfect."
Right, and the third one has my favorite Bond as the dad. Wow, crap! I can't think of his name right.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, like, I mean, he plays obviously not a Bond like character. He plays like kind of a nerdy guy that is just an older dad. But man, like
he's like
Harrison,
a hacker.
Huh?
He's like
what?
a hacker. He's like a hacker.
No, not like that nerdy. He's book nerdy.
No, but actually, I think that Last Crusade is the best one because it introduces the father, and you get to see Indiana Jones not be the fucking kick-ass, badass dude he is, just trying to get his dad to pay attention to him.
Yeah,
that's a beautiful movie. It's perfect. They should never have gone any further. The sunset at the end is the perfect way to end that entire film series. And fuck this noise. I hate everyone that's a man child that forces this crap into our fucking faces year after year. Just get over it. Like I remember that Saturday Night Live sketch where William Shatner is at like a Star Trek convention. He just flips out on him. He goes, "Get a life." His show's been off the air for 20 years. Get a fucking life. That's how everyone should feel about all of this crap. I don't want any more Indiana Jones movies. I want something new. How about Louisiana Larkin? How about the adventures of a guy that walks around in Los Angeles and tries not to get shot or like raped or something at the Comedy Store? Louisiana Larkin and the Temple of Doom. It would just be me going to the Comedy Store for an hour and a half and listening to people be boring.
Right.
Temple of Gloom.
Yeah. That's the perfect name for the store.
Dude, I've been fantasizing lately because there's a bunch of like storefronts that are for rent in my general area where I can walk to, and I was like, man, what if I did Dangerfields 4, another comedy venue, but this time instead of calling it Dangerfields 4, I call it the Humor Emporium. the world infamous Humor Emporium. And instead of having friends and family, I'd have fiends and family. Nah, I could never do that because I would actually pay the performers if I was making money.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I wouldn't do that. Their whole business model is exploit people who are more talented than they are, and they actually think that they're smarter than me, which I guess you are, but you're not talented, so fuck you.
Yeah.
You have zero talent. If I had to say, if I have like a Hollywood dream or a fantasy, it's that somebody would tie me up in the basement of the Comedy Store and then set it on fire, and I could just die in there with all the and release all the tortured souls that reside in the basement. Dude, the Comedy Store is a fucked up place. They really should tear it down and build a hotel or something. Because back in the day, it was a mafia hangout. People got killed there. Like, this is all.
Oh, really?
You know. Yeah, if you go on my YouTube page, I interviewed Tommy, and the old booker, and he told me all kinds of stories. But I have all kinds of theories because the way that where the building is set up on a big hill.
Yes.
Which is just not. That just doesn't happen very often in California.
No.
So I was like, why would you build a building on top of that big hill looking down at the ocean and looking down at what would have been crops? I was like, that's where human sacrifice was happening way back in the day. They were
like in the
killing people
20s?
up on that. I mean, way before that. I'm talking about like, you know, the 1500s or whatever. People were going up to that spot and killing their babies so that, you know, the god of the moon will make sure they have a good harvest or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, by the time it became an entertainment venue in the 20s, I think it was called Ciro's. It was a mob hangout. This is where the mob hung out, and like
Like
you know, the
Bugsy
stories
and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Bugsy Siegel. There was the room that is allegedly Mitzi's Mitzi's office was the room where they would take people and torture them and kill them.
Ooh.
And then there was like a chute or something. They just dumped the body down the chute, and then someone would come and take the body. But dude, the fact that there's a basement there is very sketchy. There are no basements in California. You don't need them. There's no reason to have them.
Right.
So the existence of that basement means that there was all kinds of fucked up illegal shit going on there. I mean, realistically, could have just been, you know, alcohol smuggling, because we're talking about, you know,
Prohibition was in the 20s.
Prohibition era, yeah. So could be just that, but that's enough. It's a fucking it's a criminal place with criminal vibes.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I ever thought they would treat me with respect. And in fact, I complain ad nauseum, but they treated me with way more respect than other people. Like I said, the bookers never got in my face and told me to change my act. No one ever told me not to be myself. In fact, I was praised for being myself. This is the only time it's ever been that way in my entire life. But I still don't like the way they treat me anyway. So fuck them. I fuck them. I've made money for these clubs. I've never made a fucking dime off my own comedy, but I've packed out their stupid rooms.
Yeah, me too.
So I want something in return. God damn it.
Yeah, I did. My home club was the Hollywood Improv for a while, and so
me too, actually.
Yeah, I used to book the main room on Sunday nights. Like they gave me the worst slot, Sunday at 10, because they thought I'd fail, but I actually packed it almost every time I was there, and I was like on their guest list their email list for a minute, but then I just kind of I was like they don't care, so I kind of faded away from them. But I still love the Improv though. As far as
fuck the Improv. Let me tell you a story about them too.
Okay.
Did you know that guy Jamie Flam when he was the booker?
No, I didn't know.
What a fucking turd that guy is. A fucking alcoholic loser. He why he let me have a show in the side room, and I'll give him his props real quick. Is that he let me get away with a lot of stuff that I should not have gotten away with. Like I had an all ages punk show in there one time. It was all teenagers. It was 100% illegal what we were doing there. But I packed that room so you couldn't kick us out. And of course, like the kind of teenagers that would come to shows that I throw are. They were nerds. They were like, I remember they moved all the chairs out so they could make a mosh pit. And then after the show was over, they put the chairs back in order. And I was like, God damn. God. I love you guys.
That's awesome in a way.
Those kids were pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they had this special open mic where if you had the best set of the night, you got to be booked on the actual Improv main stage, which I've never. I think I've performed on it twice, but not because of the booker. You know?
Right.
So I went up first and I destroyed that I did 1 minute material and destroyed that fucking room. I've honestly probably never done as well in my life. I fucking destroyed that room. And the second my set was over, I just got off stage and walked right out the door to go to another place. But I remember looking at the booker as I made my way out, and sure as shit, who won that night? Some random black chick.
Oh,
It's like that statue, like that fucking statue where Lion A is seeing these fat asses.
Mhm.
Oh, he did another thing that pissed me off too. Don't ever bring women with you to these comedy events because the guys don't get pussy and they get mad at you, even if the girl's not cute. This girl was cute though, so I brought this girl I was dating to the open mic. I knew he'd put me up because he does. Like, you know, these fuckers will always put me up at the open mic, but not on a show, where I could make money. Yeah, they won't do it. They just want to exploit you. So, the second I saw him in the room, I was like, oh, he's gonna fuck with me. So I told the girl, like, let's just get drunk. Let's just get drunk and watch the open mic. Because it's gonna be a waste of time. And so sure as shit, second to last, I get put up. Second to fucking last. That's after like 2 hours of people bombing.
Mhm.
And I get up there and I'm so pissed. I just say, you know, to everyone here waiting, I just want you to know the booker just wasted your fucking time. That there's no honest pull. They didn't pull your name out of a bucket. He has it written down on a list, and he's fucking with you. He's fucking with me right now because he saw me with a fucking hot girl. He saw me with a hot girl, and he said, "Fuck you." He thought I would go up there and bomb. No, I didn't. I trashed his fucking faggot ass, and then I fucking killed, and then me and that girl left, and I shot him the nastiest look as I pulled her out of the room. But man, fuck you, Jamie, you stupid faggot. He now runs this place called the I don't even remember what it's called, but it's not worth going to. He thinks he's so fucking cool. I can't stand it. He's another failed performer. He fucking failed. He was an improv performer. I don't know why he was booking stand-up comedy to begin with. You're not a fucking stand-up. You don't know what this is.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I just told this anecdote. He doesn't know why I killed, trashing him in front of his face. No idea. He has no idea. He doesn't know why that girl was with me.
Right.
I can tell you why. Because I don't. Because I'm not you, Jamie. That's why the girl was with me. I'm not you. Okay, bud? You're another little fucking Napoleon faggot that I want to punt you. I need to punt you. Remember one day he said to me like, hey man, you know, he saw me out in public at a movie theater or something, and he goes, hey man, you should stop by and have a meeting with me. And I was like, no. For what? What are you going to do? Lecture me about how I say faggot too much? What are you going to do? This is what I'm going to say to all of them. And if you're watching this right now, Comedy Store people, I'm saying it to you right now to your fucking face. I'm looking right at you. I got my eyes on you, okay? I will never perform at your venue if you don't give me fucking money. The end. No fucking free meals anymore, okay? You want to have that edge? You want some edgy comics on stage that people will talk about? You need to fucking pay me to do it. I'm not just going to go in there and wait around and stand around and listen to your dumb fucking conversations. Do you know what a nightmare it was to hang out at the Comedy Store when Red Band was playing Pokemon Go? And he was just up there. He would be sitting in the back talking about Pokemon Go. You're a fucking 40-year-old man.
Whoa.
Who's the fucking retard? He's another one of these hacker nerds I was talking about that sleaze their way into a position of power because they're the only nerds who know how to do this fucking shit.
Right.
Fuck you, Red Band, you fat fuck. You little fat fucking cunt. Eat shit and die, you unfunny bitch. You suck. No one likes you. You're not funny and everyone hates you because you're stupid and lame. So whatever, go run the computers for Joe Rogan for 10 years. Like I give a flying fuck. This is another thing. Unfunny people always band together. They always hook up. Joe Rogan found all the unfunny losers in the crew and just hooked up with them. And now we were suffering through it. Watching all these lame, unfunny, wannabe frat boys. They're wannabe frat boys. Imagine wanting to be a frat boy.
Right.
Fucking pathetic.
Right.
Fucking pathetic. You couldn't get into a fraternity in college?
No. They're in
losers.
A comedic fraternity, basically.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to relive their high school years.
Right.
Stop living them on me. There's this Dinosaur Jr. the Dinosaur Jr. album called something like "You're Living All Over Me." That's the way I feel about comedy. You're living all over me. Get out of my face. Stop this shit. Red Band.
Well,
cock-sucking fag.
I have
hate you, fucker.
One last video that I think will be a fun watch, and then we'll be pretty much done. But this is making the rounds this week, so I had to play it. I wanted to get on record.
Hi, how are we doing today? I'm Officer Brandon, Springfield Township Police Department.
Okay, stop it, Josh. How are you?
So the reason I stopped you is you are... You are suspended with a warrant for your arrest.
I am?
So, do me a favor, turn off the car, put the keys up on the dash, detain you for that warrant, and because you are suspended actively. Oh. Hey.
What?
Come here.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my God.
Her meth pipe.
Be...
He's playing with the meth pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have that.
Well, that's why I'm going to do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on Arlington. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house.
Is that what that is?
A few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth pipe.
All right.
Oh, there's no way. He's trying to smoke it.
All right.
There's no way. All right. Enough fun and games.
Here.
But yeah, so that's there's just so much joy in that video for like such a weird situation that it makes me so happy. The other lady that's her friend, I guess, that was like trying to grab the pipe. It's like, well, I don't want him to have it. It's like, you guys are going to jail for a little bit here.
How did the raccoon get into the car? I'm so fascinated.
I don't know. There's so many
dogs
questions.
in the car too.
But that's what when it comes to
raccoon. Well, there's a raccoon that lives in my. I didn't say there's a raccoon that lives in my neighborhood. He comes by. I see him on the security camera sometimes. I love him.
Yeah.
I want him to come inside and be my friend. Oh, I forgot to bring this up. I don't know. I didn't talk about this at the top. That fucking guy from last week came back.
Oh yeah.
This should have been what I opened with the podcast with. I don't know what I was thinking, but it didn't even take a week. I saw him previously on a Friday, and he was back here on Thursday. And so it was 2 a.m. So I was making a run for the border, gonna hit Taco Bell before it closed. And sure as fucking shit, there he is out there on his. He's a white guy. He's wearing the same shoes, so that's how I recognize him. He had a pair of white shoes. Oh, and they caught that. I forgot all the funny stuff. They caught the serial killer in the neighborhood, and he was 4 blocks away from where I live.
Jeez, the one that broke in through the balcony is what he did. Like he came in through a skylight and then went to the balcony and then jumped on the other balcony. And
yes. You guys, if you have a balcony, you need to keep an eye on this stuff. I'm pretty lucky because my door, I have a sliding glass door, and it just broke, and it won't open anymore. So it's just like it's permanently locked.
Right.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. If I can't open it, that means a criminal can't open it either. That's good.
Right.
They 100% use those sliding glass doors to get in because you can all you have to do is climb on a table or something to get up there. And the door's always unlocked.
And it was funny because the article I read about it, one of the tenants her mom was warning her to lock the door, and she's like, "Oh, they're not going to get in through the balcony." And then of course that's how he broke into that place and killed that guy through the balcony. Now, obviously not through the front door. That was just him testing the doors that we saw on camera. But he actually went through like a skylight or something. And so that now that particular tenant is like, oh yeah, now when my mom says do something, I do it. It's like, yeah.
You should always do what your mom says to do, you fucking dirtbag. Honor thy father and thy mother. But about the guy, though, I turned the tables on him because once I saw him in the alleyway, I just started following him with my car until he ran off and hid in the shadows. So we'll see if he comes back, but I don't know because I think he saw me leaving he knew it was me, the guy that lives in this thing. So we'll see what happens. But this fucking guy has lived in this neighborhood for years. And the main reason why he's hanging around our building right now is because there's a fucking tent city that was just erected a half a mile away by the LA River.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Just another example of Antifa and these fucking liberal losers affecting everyone's life around the problem area. You won't fucking clean up these little goddamn criminal towns where people are cooking meth and starting fires and shit. Because you're so concerned about the orange man. The orange man is bad. And oh my God, Israel! Something bad happened to Israel after they completely fuck with all their neighbors every day, constantly launching missiles into every other fucking country around them. But I should feel bad about it. It's probably my fault, right? I don't know. Anti-Semitism is bad. just ignore the fact that Israel is committing anti-Semitic crimes against their neighbors who are also Semites.
Mm-hmm.
Some anti-Semitism is worse. Like if a college kid says you should stop killing all your neighbors, that should be punished. That should be silenced.
Right.
Whatever. Fuck this godless world. We're in hell. Do you guys realize that? I always think about this Black Sabbath song, and I guess I'll just leave it on this.
Okay.
Stop. Everything turns into a bummer session with me. Whatever. If I'm not high, I'm such a bummer to be around. I should always have an edible once a week when we record. So I'm like in a good mood. But what was I just talking about? Fuck. What were we
Black
just talking
Sabbath.
about? Black Sabbath. Thank you. There's this song by Black Sabbath called Lord of this World. And it's basically about how we live in Satan's realm. People don't realize this, but the bass player and the guitarist wrote all the songs for Black Sabbath, and those guys are Christians. I mean, they might have been Christians because of, you know, AA or something like that, but they're definitely hardcore Christians. In fact, the guitarist, his signature thing is he has a gigantic cross that he wears on stage every night on a necklace. So anyway, the bass player wrote the lyrics, and the bass player is just telling us that like we're in hell right now. This is Satan's world, and Satan's in charge, and you just have to accept that. We're in a godless place. We're in a godless realm. There is no God here. We'll see God later. We'll see him somewhere else, but not in this world. We're in hell. This is hell. And I totally believe it because everything works the opposite of the way it should work. The politicians don't help you. In fact, they actively hurt you. My HOA doesn't help me. They actively hurt me. I pay them a sunken fee every week, every month. Oh, that's another one. I was so freaked out by this fucker that threatened me that I actually talked to the head of the HOA last week, which I assure you is very uncommon behavior from me. And I had like a 10-minute conversation with him. And this is the part that really freaks me out, that I pay these people money to look after my shit, because no one else in the fucking building had complained about me yelling at a guy at 3 a.m. and calling him a faggot. He was the first he heard of it. It's like, how is this possible that we have an HOA and no one uses it? No one thought it was noteworthy that I was screaming at a guy, calling him a faggot in the alleyway.
Right.
Not at least noteworthy enough to tell the HOA about it. But at this point, we've had so many homeless fuckers, and like I said, that guy has been in the neighborhood for years. They never leave. They never go away. They never go to prison. They never go to an asylum. There's a woman that lives in the area that I talked about her before. She's bullied me. She's like this meth head lady. I just tell her story real quick, and then I'll stop. I promise.
Okay.
But I just want people to know what it's like to deal with these.
Damn.
The problems never end. Them.
You're back.
Can you still hit? Yeah, I think the universe is telling me to wrap it up. I just got the love from God. God, give me the light. Anyway.
Yeah.
This lady's been in their neighborhood for fucking years, at least since the quarantine. Because I remember during the quarantine, I would see her, and she would like one time she saved up a bunch of cigarette butts from the ground, and she saw me wearing a hoodie, so she ran up to me and stuck all those cigarette butts in the hoodie, and then tried to put the hoodie over my head. Stuff like this, where it's like, I mean, you're lucky I didn't clock you. To be honest with you, you're lucky I have a sense of humor about this kind of stuff. I just laughed at you and walked away. You should have been clocked. But anyway, last week she was out here screaming outside. It's such an eerie feeling to listen to these people screaming, and you can't see them. I don't know where she was. They've caught her sleeping in our place. I told you I stole a microphone from her. Like, it's an endless ordeal with this fucking woman who's just a drug addict that needs to be locked up somewhere. She has no family. She has no support system. Whatever these liberals like, they like it. I think they like to hurt others. I don't know, because I never see the piles of trash on the street corner and think like, they're doing all right. Leave them alone. I always think like, this is mental illness, and I want to help them in some way. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help you guys.
Right.
But it sucks. There's these two. These are just two of the homeless people that live in the area, and they've lived here for years, and they won't go away, and they never will. And there's always new homeless people. It's never. So there's going to be, I don't know. It just feels hopeless. It's a hopeless nightmare. There's always going to be new homeless people, and then the old homeless people don't leave either. So it's a never-ending problem. They don't even pretend to fix it either.
No.
It's all a joke. Dude, the idea that Gavin Newsom is probably going to be our president in a few years is terrifying. The whole country is going to be like this. And everyone who used to talk about all the people that post comments and complain, Joseph, you talk about the homeless people too much. Why do you complain about the homeless people too much? I was like, dude, this is your sneak preview. This is your future. This is what's going to happen when liberals are in power again. And then, like, trust me, after the second Donald Trump administration, they're pissed.
Yeah.
It's going to be 10 times worse, 10 times the poverty, 10 times the fucking psycho shit, 10 times the fat black statues. It's going to be a total nightmare. And by the way, Donald Trump is a liberal. Does no one ever notice this? He doesn't have any conservative policies. He didn't say he was going to stop immigration. He said he would slow it down. Big fucking deal. Big fucking deal. Oh, I'll slow down the immigration from Mexico so that we can import some more Indians. That's basically what he was saying. Fuck them. Like, I want more Indians. Like, I want more Kumail Nanjianis in the fucking world. He's another one. Don't get me started on Kumail Nanjiani. Every so often, I'll tweet, man, I think Kumail Nanjiani really peaked with the Big Bang Theory because I know it pisses him off so much when people confuse Indians with other Indians, even though they look exactly the same. You look exactly the fucking same. I mean, no one's confusing me for looking like Chris, even though we both have shaved heads. How odd is that? It's almost as if you have no reason to complain. Kumail Nanjiani, he's another one. Fuck that guy. I hope I kill you one day if I get the chance.
Jeez. Well,
I'm just kidding.
Jokingly,
I hope
obviously.
Yes, allegedly, as Kathy Griffin always says, allegedly. That's how she gets away with basically, slandering people. Kathy Griffin is a kindred spirit. I should also say this, that part of my fascination with her is that she came from a very similar background that I came from, Irish Catholic. And so I think when she moved to Hollywood, she had the same effect it had the same effect on her that it did on me, which was shock. It was like, oh my God, everyone's gay. What the fuck? They're all gay. This is shocking. There's no gay people where I come from. Where all these fucking gay people come from? Right. So half of Kathy Griffin's act is just like, man, can you believe how gay Ryan Seacrest is? He's trying to make us believe he's not gay. He's gay as hell.
All right.
I totally get it, though. It's shocking to live in the den of scummery or whatever, of liberal ideology.
Yeah. It's you just see that their ideas don't work. And I don't know if the other side works either. I think nobody works.
The other side did work in the 50s.
Yeah.
No one was unhappy. Everyone had money. The last time this country was worth a shit was the 80s. And maybe a little in the 90s because we still had some money left over from the 80s.
Right.
The 80s were amazing. We had a pool. We built a pool. Here in 2025, before we sold that house, we filled in the pool. Okay, it's gotten rough out here. It's rough in the street. It got worse. And no one can make the connection. I'm like, oh, well, we started to have a bunch of liberal presidents in the 90s, and that's why everything went to shit.
Right.
Barack Obama is a terrorist. He did stuff that is evil. And, of course, I love the fact that my dad died before Barack Obama was president. He didn't even see the damage that his fucking voting policies and bullshit caused. These fucking... Don't get me started. I should go.
Okay. Well, on that note, I will say that it's been cathartic for sure.
For me.
For you, it's been
for me and everyone else who hates Kumail Nanjiani. Everyone else is high-fiving. Can I just tell my Kumail Nanjiani story real quick? I hate this fucking cocksucker.
Okay.
So I don't know the guy. Okay, we don't know each other, Kumail, and so I fucked this girl that was like his college sweetheart's best friend. And between you and me, the girl was hotter than the woman he married. the best hits I've ever seen on a woman. I doubt she listens to the podcast, but there's a compliment for you. You look amazing naked. But anyway, and she was one of these chicks that I dated that was taller than me, all that shit. Okay. So anyways, so I know that's why he doesn't like me. Because he's never had any other interaction with me. And so sometimes I would book him on my show at the Improv, and he just never showed up. He just didn't show up to the show. Which is insane to me. Like, if someone booked me at the Improv, I show up.
Yeah.
I think any comedian would know that's a good idea. He just simply didn't show up 3 fucking times. So anyway, so we had him at Dangerfields 2, and he did show up, but I think only 15 people showed up, so he refused to perform. That said, I said a lot to me about what kind of person he is. These were all fans of his that really liked him, that were willing to drive to Frogtown and watch him perform in a fucking vacant room in a warehouse. Like, these were fans. I mean, I can't even imagine telling those people to all go home without performing. That's just Unbelievable. So he's
Wow.
a shitty piece of shit for that. But
Yeah.
he hates me because of that. He hates me because I booked the show and wasted his time, I guess. Oh, how dare I would never perform for my real fans. Fuck them. I need a full room.
That's weird.
By the way, the room only filled, there was only 22 chairs in the room.
So it was pretty much full.
It was full. That's a sellout. I mean, it's as close to a sellout show as you get for a free show in a warehouse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't get any better than that. He wanted everyone just to stand around being uncomfortable. So anyway, one day, I would describe this as one of the most awkward moments of my entire life. So when I lived in Silver Lake, there was this alcoholic woman that had a crush on me and introduced herself to me, and I had to like wriggle my way out of it because she was a totally psychopath, and I didn't fuck her or anything like that. But so one day, I go to this hamburger restaurant, and I'm eating my fucking lunch, and she shows up and she starts scamming the fucking the counter person for a free meal, and then she sees me there, and she goes, "Oh, let me sit here with you." And she sits with me and her fucking child. She brought her child to our first date, which is why there was no second date. But anyway, so she's sitting there with me and her child at that table, and Kumail Nanjiani walks in. He sees me and immediately makes a U-turn and leaves. But he wanted that hamburger so bad, he sat at the table next to mine and started eavesdropping the conversation. So he heard this part. This is the saddest shit anyone's ever said to me. The girl goes to me, "So why did you reject me?" She said this, and I was so sad. I was so sad. And then I look over, and fucking Kumail Nanjiani is eavesdropping this conversation. I wanted to get up and punch him out right there. Like, get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. This woman's embarrassing herself right now. She's humiliating herself in public. Get the fuck away from this. Fuck you, you no empathy having piece of shit. Fuck you, you Kumail Nanjiani. Eat shit and die. I hope you fucking die. And I love the fact that you got on steroids to be in a fucking Marvel movie and it bombed. I love that shit. You'll never be the jock that bullied you in high school. Don't forget that. I'm telling this to all of you. Tony Hinchcliffe, Kumail Nanjiani, you'll never be the jock who bullied you in high school. Be the faggot that you are. That jock was right. I'm your high school bully all growing up. I'm the guy that you think you are. I grew up to be that guy. So fuck you. Good night. Enjoy your week, guys. Remember to like and subscribe.
That's actually
Smash
great.
that like button.
I like that ending. Anyway, goodbye.